So I'm coming off of a high from Art Week. Got this great project. So glad to be doing something to raise awareness about, the ocean and the state of affairs in South Florida and pollution. So so Phil from Life on Planets and Sophie are down here in Miami, and we decided to take them to the dog beach on Sunday. It was a day where you can go to the beach and everybody's flying kites, right? So I got these silly kites, put the kites up in the air. We're looking out on the water, right? We see police boats, 2, 3, 4 police boats, then police jet skis. All of these vehicles have their lights on. So 7 marine vehicles, and then a helicopter flies low and starts dumping blue powder over the ocean that then gets blown onto the beach. We're like, what the heck is this? Someone jokes, it must be a gender reveal. We're like, that is absolutely ridiculous. I'm walking over there and seeing, sure enough, man, the Miami Police Department and Miami Fire Department had cordoned off a section of the beach, a public beach, with police tape, do not cross, and they were celebrating a gender reveal. So I walked up with my camera. I took a video. Natasha posted it online. It got bing, bang, boom to Miami Waterkeepers, Surf Rider, Billy Corbin. And next thing you know, Local 10 News hits us up and came to the house to get our testimonial. Check this out.
This video taken from Hullover Beach. It's not a
Let's get a little volume.
Practicing maneuvers, but rather the star attraction of a gender reveal party. It's one of the more over-the-top ways parents to be are choosing to mark this special occasion.
Yeah, but some say it causes a huge mess, and in this case, an environmental nightmare. Local 10's Laren Livingston is live to explain this. Laren.
Here's the issue, Louis. You saw some of this video. A lot of this confetti is still all over this beach here. Even some of
those trousers, right? Eli, you love those pants.
Were launched during this gender reveal party. The company dubbed it the most epic gender reveal ever. They had giant letters about as tall as me that spelled out SEX ? And then came the helicopter. A helicopter flies above Hullover Beach.
This is a video that the gender reveal company posted to try to drum up the business.
They're proud of the trail of some things for a very cheerful confetti cannoning crowd gathered on the sand. Confetti that, of course, has nowhere to go or blow except all over.
That's my video.
To be dumping stuff into
That's
the
my
water,
girlfriend.
dumping the pollutants and then not care at all. Something about that feels gross.
Natasha Thompson and Charles Levine were at the beach Sunday afternoon and were
New
dumbstruck.
Soul Clap merch.
Charles shot video of blue confetti scattered all over the sand. He also rode on this exchange with some of those gender reveal revelers sitting behind police tape.
Just curious, who cleans up all the garbage? It's a lot of garbage, though, no? No answer, huh? Okay.
Resources being used to do a gender reveal that is polluting and sectioning off a part of the beach, it seems a little egregious.
I called Keen Fly, the helicopter company. The woman who answered the phone tells me that blue powder is cornstarch based.
It doesn't do anything to the water. It dissolves with water. It won't contaminate. It won't kill any animal. It's non-toxic at all.
I also spoke with the manager of Gender Reveal Miami, which says it only provided smoke bombs and photography and the helicopter for this reveal. And while the confetti used for other reveals is biodegradable, the manager says it did not provide yesterday's cannons.
If it's biodegradable, that means it goes into a landfill and biodegrades there.
And not
on
sandy
the beach.
Beaches of South Florida. And we've also now confirmed that this was.
So, yeah. So then we also ended up getting a call from the Miami Herald and the New Times and made statements there. And it's not just us, man. There's a lot of people that are outraged by this. And look, I get it. I'm so grateful that first responders can be doing something celebratory, and it's wonderful to bring in a new life into this world. But this way of doing things and creating pollution on the beach, especially in South Florida, I mean anywhere, but really here, this is at the core of tourism and lifestyle and so much. And messing with the beaches here is a big no-no. So
this brings up a lot of issues for me. One,
oh shit,
what happened to you?
I lost my feed, dude.
This is the second gender reveal I've heard about this year that's caused problems. The other one caused even more problems. It started a wildfire. You know, that was another
Who tech?
thing. So let's just
Exactly.
it's
Right,
such
that-
an individualistic like attitude that you can just do whatever you want on your gender reveal, regardless of the consequences. And look, I have a kid. I understand how excited you are to like celebrate the birth of your child, but
Right.
like, you know, do it on your own property and like do it in a way that's not going to destroy our ecosystems. We're already doing bad enough with climate change. Like we don't need this happening.
Totally.
So that's one thing. The second thing, it makes me realize, like talking to those people, I don't think these people were doing this like out of spite. Like they're not trying to cause pollution. They just have no idea about what they're doing.
Agreed.
And that's an education issue here. It's like, how do we educate folks to understand that our impacts that we're trying that we make as individuals, as families, as communities go beyond just ourselves and take some responsibility for ourselves. I feel like that's something we're facing so much here in the U.S. now, especially, you know, with the way how we're polarized politically and what we see with people being so upset about wearing masks for COVID. It's like, it's not just about you, it's about all of us. Like we're in this together on some level, whether you like it or not. We live in the same place.
And the excuse like, oh, this stuff is biodegradable, this stuff is non-toxic. First of all, it's not necessarily true. That powder, it like had a warning on the packaging that says not for human consumption, which means don't breathe it in. But second of all, just because it says biodegradable, don't throw it out your window. Just because it says like will dissolve in the water, don't like dump it on a private beach, a public beach. Don't dump it, you know?
Yeah. The third thing I would bring up, which is maybe the more controversial, is like, yo, this is fun. This is why people talk about defunding the police. If the police are spending their funds, their budget to have a gender reveal party for somebody in the department, that's a clear example that they have too much money. Use that money for helping communities. Use that money for cleaning up the beach, for cleaning up the coral. Use that money for anything other than a gender reveal party for some officers. Like, you know, there's plenty of other ways to celebrate and come together.
Another funny one is, the gentleman from Channel 10 News that came to the house. You know, I can maybe deduce that he's a member of the LGBT community, and his first reaction was, you know, how dare the parents determine the gender of this unborn child? You know, even though he has male sex organs, you know, 15 years later. Or who knows? You know, that determination.
You know, it's problematic on so many levels, right? Gender reveal parties is so whack. Just the concept.
So whack. Send a text.
So whack, just the concept, man.
And like, you know what? People don't really fucking care.
No, people do care. That's the problem. People care
really,
that much.
Really, like you have
that's like, you know, then you have your baby shower and everybody buys you all your masculine, all the masculine baby clothes for your baby that doesn't even know what the hell color their clothes are.
That's right.
Like wearing all your masks, it's so messed up. Like, let's not force babies into clear gender roles from the minute they're born. Jeez, I agree.
Whoop
womp womp.
Anyway,
so yeah.
Now hopefully the madness is over, but we'll see. But here's a cool thing that came of all this is a great connection to Surfrider, which is a great national program, and hoping to get one of the reps to come on the show next week or soon. Which is really cool, and they are super psyched about to learn more about DJs for Climate Action and some other cool initiatives. So very cool.
It all ties in climate, environment, sustainability. These are all issues that we talk about a lot because they're really pressing for us as humans, right? They're getting more and more pressing. The United Nations just released their 2020 United in Science report about climate science and where it's at in 2020. So it's all not good signs, right? Sea level rise is accelerating because the polar ice caps are melting. The last 5 years are set to be the warmest 5-year period on record.
Oh boy.
Even with the slight reduction in our overall emissions, the concentration of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is not actually going down. And that's like a big danger that we see with emissions, is like, even after we stop, even if we stop emitting, because emissions have continued to go up every year, year after year after year. They're going to be down slightly this year. It looks like from this report, 3 to 7% or something because of COVID keeping people at home. But as emissions continue to rise, even if we stopped emissions tomorrow, the concentrations will take years to go down. And it's those concentrations of different greenhouse gases, and especially carbon dioxide, are what cause the climate to get warmer. So we have to consider that and actually be thinking, like, figuring out how we can move away from fossil fuels and moving away from greenhouse gas emissions instead of continuing on the path that we're on if we want to do something about it.
So if I want to make a change with my personal life, can I ride a bike? Stop eating hamburgers.
It's kind of like there's a lot of ways you can make an impact personally. We can all make impact personally. Yeah, obviously, use if you have a car, or if you're getting a car, get an electric car. Take public transportation if you live in a city that has that. Lobby your politicians to have better public transportations in cities that don't have it, like Miami. You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Pretty miserable.
Stop eating meat. That's a great one, obviously, or just cut down your meat consumption. Just little by little. It's not too hard to do. But the most important thing, unfortunately, is we need sea change, right? We need to stop relying on fossil fuels. We need to stop emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. As a society, we need, policy. We need our governments to do that. And, there's one positive change is that Biden and Harris are actually acknowledging climate change as a real thing and, talking about real energy policy, real changes in energy policy that will move us to a more carbon neutral energy system. But it's going to take a lot of political will for that to happen on the federal level. And there's lots of things you can do locally. We can do at the state level that may be easier at this point. So it's a lot of, it's a very, very, it's a lot of layers to unpack on that onion right there of climate change. But I think the most important thing is just educating and understanding that, we as humans have an impact on more than just our own well-being, right? And trying to get people to think about that a little bit and the impacts that we all have on those around us, and also the wider impacts we have on our communities and our country. And our children's life, if you have kids, is another thing. If you have kids, you got to really be thinking hard about this stuff. Like, decisions we're making now as individuals and as a society are going to have impact, are what's going to impact our children's well-being and possibly their survival, right? Like, we're talking about at the rate we're continuing to emit that, there may not be a planet that may not be an inhabitable planet for us by the end of the century.
That's what's so weird about this gender reveal, because it's like celebrating a new life by trashing the place.
Yeah, well, it's my point about it's just a lack of understanding. I mean, it's tough. Yeah. But yeah, on to more positive things, like music. And this week we have our Bandcamp Song of the Week.
Hey, Chris.
The Bandcamp Song of the Week.
Bandcamp Song of the Week is a song about peace.
That's right.
Peace is something that we can all get behind.
The legendary DMX crew out of the UK. Who I think it's just one guy.
One guy, DMX crew, one dude.
It's the whole crew.
One of the first records I ever bought was a DMX crew record.
Really?
This is a true story. Before I had any idea about anything. While we play this, I'm going to bring it up on Discogs and figure it out. But let's hit it on this track and check out DMX crew.
Turned a battle cry into a cool piece of electro. Feeling that camera's turning off.
Baseline, man. Just master the bass.
Did you cop a bunch of stuff for Record Store Day, Eli?
What?
Did you get a bunch of stuff for Bandcamp Day?
Bandcamp Day? Yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff for Bandcamp Day. But I didn't know, I hadn't found the DMX through Bandcamp yet. Now that I do, next Bandcamp Day.
When's the next one?
So, the next, I think they do it every first Friday. So it will be January, whatever the first Friday of January is. All right, we can cut this one. But I actually this is DMX Crew Cold Rockin' with the Crew. It was one of the first records I bought. Cold Rockin' with the Crew. So big shout out to DMX, very inspirational figure in my development as a DJ, music lover, as well as. Wait, I said that wrong. What? He's been a really important figure in my development, and so has the people we're about to bring into the studio. Crazy P.
Greatest intro ever.
How are you doing?
Oh man, this is like I'm tearing up a little bit because I love you guys so much, and it's so nice to see some friendly faces, man.
It's good to see you both. Yeah. Sorry, our studio's not as bright and sparkly as yours.
Well, you know,
Joey's got a great background. He set this up to be his schmoozing backdrop.
This is my schmoozing backdrop, y'all.
It looks a bit like that Queen album when you can just see the heads.
Oh, right, so it's the perfect look. Less light. You know?
I'm working on. I'll get a smoke machine next time, maybe.
Smoke and mirrors, yeah.
So where are you guys at? You're at the studio in Bristol?
In Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Yeah. So yeah, we just we pre-recorded a radio show today for Worldwide FM.
Giles Peterson's kind of it's his thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they've asked us to do like a monthly breakfast show for the next, is it 4 or 5 months?
Something like that.
What?
So I've come across from Birmingham today to see the guys, and it feels good to be together because it's been rare.
Shit, man.
We
How
haven't
long's
seen
the
each other
drive?
in person. Me and Charlie have not seen each other in person since March.
Really?
Wow. So, Charlie, you're in Miami and yours in New York.
Dale.
I actually moved to the country in upstate New York last year before all the COVID
you
stuff.
mentioned it, yeah.
And now I'm just here. I haven't been to a city in months.
Let me tell you, man, they got gas stations. They got bodegas.
Wow.
Yeah. They're like countries, but
Restaurants.
country,
Got
but
some
it's
restaurants.
like more variety.
Nice. It's nice up here.
No, I mean, shoot, out in nature is like where to be, I suppose, during a quarantine or a pandemic. Wait, how long's the drive, Daniel, from where you were at to Nottingham?
It's not far at all. It's about an hour and 10 minutes, but I got the train, which is equal, so it just means I can have a quick nap if need be.
Ooh, I love it.
So yeah, it's pretty easy, and it's just, to be honest, it's just nice to break away. Safety goggles, mask, hand sanitizer, and stuff. But yeah, it's just we've not really seen that much of each other, have we? But
no.
Gigs have been scarce, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, us too.
We haven't been able to get together really, just with one thing and another, but particularly the rules. So yeah, it's nice to see everyone.
I miss train rides through the British countryside.
yeah, it
Really
is.
the best.
There's something quite hypnotic and satisfying about the sound of a train, and yeah. As long as you don't sit too near the toilet, there's it's always a pleasurable experience.
We used to take the mega bus or the China Bolt bus down from Boston to New York and back to go to parties, and it was like, oh yeah, sit in the back of the bus, man. It's like cool kids in the back, and then you realize you're right next to the toilet, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry like going to use the loo the whole full ride. Not advised.
Yeah, when we've had a tour bus twice in the whole time we've been together, and was the first time when we were a lot younger was a great experience. The second time last year,
pretty quickly.
Yeah, you really miss your home comforts when you get a bit older.
And our monitor guy had done his hip in, so I kept having to put him to bed every night in the bunks. It's not very rock and roll.
That's like what people don't know. That's the real behind the scenes, though. You know, we're starting to degrade decrepit old musical heroes struggling to climb onto little buses. I love sleeping on that little tour bus bunk.
Yeah, you pull a little.
Oh
curtain.
my god, that was I'm like, versus going to an airport and having to fly off. You just like cocoon out, and then
definitely,
it's really lovely.
No, it was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, it's just that the flap on the toilet on the second one went well, and that was painful. But yeah,
another great anecdote. We've got loads more toilet stories if you want them.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
We do here on Schmoozing. We talk about toilets.
Not a toilet or two.
Yeah,
a loo, if you will.
Lou. Oh, there we go. He's breaking out the English.
You know what I mean?
It won't be long.
Is there Cockney rhyme slangs for the loo? I only know the apples and pears and the whistles and flute.
Honestly,
I'd love it.
I think we need to probably ring our drummer Matt for that, don't we?
Yeah, put him on. Call a friend. Call a friend.
Phone him in.
Hey, Matt, you got any Cockney rhyme slangs for?
Yeah. Matt, we need you.
Yeah.
Wait, but I imagine this is sort of like, this must be a tough period because you guys are such a tight knit, or I've always sort of perceived you guys as a very tight knit group of friends, a band of brothers and sisters, if you will. And I imagine it's been a tough chunk.
Yeah, I've really missed the guys, and I think like you say, it's we spent that much time together, particularly in the last. I don't know, 5 years, we've been traveling extensively, and so your relationships at home suddenly become very intense, and they're not necessarily what you signed up for. And oh God, I hope I don't get in trouble.
No, you feel great.
But it's that they are family, and it's weird kind of not being able to talk shit with them.
It's funny you mentioned the relationships at home not being what you signed up for, because the first couple months of not being on the road, it was like a real readjustment for me and my wife. Like, we're so used to having time apart, so the time together is like it was almost like this constant honeymoon period for years, where you always are excited to see, well, not always, but you're often excited to see each other, right? And you're like, wow, we get some time together, this is great. And then every day together without any break, it's like you really have to readjust your relationships. It was a big transition. I mean, it's fine. We made through it fine, but I think a lot of people didn't actually make it through the first few months of COVID with their relationships intact.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? I mean, I don't know on y'all personal level, but I just, that narrative in my head just seems so frightening, to the breakup, moving out in the middle of a pandemic. Oh man.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's the various kind of parts of the country have gone into different kind of regulations. So some are a lot stricter than others, and we've kind of fallen into the quite strict areas, as have a lot of the cities, some not. But what that's meant is that there's just been no gigs and no pubs or bars open. The restaurants are closed at the minute in the majority of areas. So closing down, yeah, for good. And the thought of just going into a restaurant or a pub on my own, and I'm sure you've got similar feelings, and just having half a pint just would be glorious. But it's not happening at the minute.
Well, but you guys got good news. You got the vaccines coming.
Yeah, the 90-year-old lady got the vaccine today, and there was a recreation on this website. It can't have been her, of this old lady on a wheelchair getting clapped by hundreds of people sidelined.
Yeah, I saw that on the news.
A guard of honor. I'm sure it wasn't the actual lady.
I don't know.
Could have been any old lady getting a round of applause.
Yeah. She just made a brilliant scone and cup of tea, and everyone.
So we're on the turn. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Oh man,
you guys are lucky, because I think here we are obviously a much bigger country, so it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
To get everybody vaccinated.
How is it over there? How's Miami?
Miami's been open the whole time.
No, they closed for a week.
I mean, barely. There was a curfew.
A week.
There was a curfew.
So what? Why is that then?
But for example, the strip clubs are all open. They are open, and you know what else? They are one of the first businesses that contested the curfew and won in favor. They were one in favor, the judgment in favor of the strip clubs. And then everybody else followed suit. What's one famous strip club down here is nope, we want to be open. And then the powers that be were like, yep, open them up. So it's been a little bit wacky. There's been some, I don't know. It's been kind of uncomfortable to see the rate at which people are running around maskless. And it's the types you would think, hot people. Everyone's maskless is beautiful. They're gorgeous. So I hope that it says to me that a lot of people have had it and feel that they are no longer required to follow any ordinance, but you can still spread it to other people, and hopefully as soon as we'll see. But it seems like, I bet you after January and Biden takes over, that he'll just say, there's everybody's got to wear a mask, and that's the smart thing to do. Just ride it out with a mask. There's beautiful masks.
Yeah, it's quite easy.
You can get the Crazy P, the mask.
Yeah.
Back your favorite Crazy P member. and fashion and function.
You want to sell some though, don't you?
Buy a bass jam.
Yeah, I think my mask, the appeal might be more selective, maybe.
Hey, look, if somebody wants a beard, you can always put on a mask of you.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Great. You guys could trade. You guys could perform with each one of you has a mask of a different one of you.
Oh, I like this. It's like meta.
Yeah, I like
Face
it.
off. Face off. But yeah, no, I've talked to people in the Miami. Actually, Will from the Pickle. Will.
How is it?
Basically, that people have been partying. You know, even though it's like technically there is a curfew, I guess, in place in Miami.
It depends.
There's party. There's
not
like
everyone's getting cracked down the same. You know, some
said
people
there's like a club. There's like club scene herd immunity. Basically, everybody got it, and everybody's just partying like they don't care.
Dude, they are pumping fist.
I can't even remember.
Out mayhem. Someone said to me the other day, they were like, "You think it was wild in Miami before COVID? Now it's really."
Wow.
I'm like, oh.
I did an extra dimension to the party.
Yeah.
I mean, anywhere I go, I'm just like, I'm masked up, man.
Yeah.
Like you, Danielle. Goggles, the works.
Yeah, I wonder what it's done to people's psyche. You know, like the whole kind of psychology about being together. It must have affected us long term, or at least short term.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being around each other and the way we kind of interact. I wondered that because, just quite often don't know what to talk about, so I end up just talking absolute shit. Because I've just forgotten how to talk to people.
Honestly,
That's just a precursor.
You don't normally just talk. This is not like your normal way of being. No,
absolutely non-stop. So,
I thought that's just what you guys. That's just what Brits do. Is just talk nonstop, take the piss all the time.
Yeah, take the piss. It's banter, good banter.
Good banter.
Oh, man, I miss the UK.
Yeah. Shit. You know, it's gonna be tough because you guys are all gonna be vaccinated, and you're gonna be like, Americans, you stay out of here.
Probably too.
Basically, everybody. You have like a good reason for Brexit because you're gonna be the only vaccinated country, and then you can be like, everybody stay out.
Oh no!
Wait, how did they beat us to the punch? How'd you beat everyone to the punch?
Good question.
How did that happen? I mean, it's great.
Don't know.
I really don't know. You're talking to the wrong people.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Don't know.
So we're talking, it's the Oxford one that has been.
Oh, is it not the Pfizer?
I thought Pfizer wasn't. Is that English?
Yeah, but it's come. They've rolled it out in England first.
Apparently. Big shout out to Lewis from 2+2 says the Queen hooked it up.
The Queen did it. It's all down to the Queen.
Like, honey.
Powerful lady.
Is that where you got your mic from, Charlie?
Yeah,
the Queen.
That gold mic.
These are the royal jewels, mate.
Is it gold?
Is that real gold?
Real gold, man.
Showbiz.
Solid gold.
Isn't it like didn't the first Gotti from Wolfenland was the first one to get into the gold mic?
It could yes.
He used to bring one to our gigs so he could talk shit.
That's ace.
I'll tell you where I got it. It was a very, very rare commodity.
I like it.
Amazon.
I've heard
$12.99.
No, it wasn't. Was it? No.
Oh man.
Wait,
so we were just joking. We were joking at the beginning of the show, and I never heard the and this is gonna be so annoying because you've gotten this your whole career, I guarantee it. But like, can you tell us like the name origin story for Crazy Schwanz? He's rolling away.
Yeah, it's it demands a better anecdote.
It demands a mythological anecdote, and unfortunately there isn't one. But
I mean, It'd be great if you could do a great reveal. Say, Jim, would you mind stand up and remove your trousers and a strange appendage?
That's the real reason.
But it was, I think when me and Jim first started making music, and we were just friends and met at college, and we were just making music in our bedrooms basically, and we got our first record signed to Paper. Well, it was our second one, but Paper Recordings from Manchester, and we sort of idolised that label, and just we're so made up to have the records released, and we didn't have a name, and we had a suggestion from a friend of ours who suggested Loco Pinga, and it was a B-side to a record of his, which I think loosely translates means Crazy Penis. And when we told the guys from Paper, they were just like, "No, you got to call yourselves Crazy Penis." And we're like, "Oh, okay."
But also, we thought we'd maybe get one release, and then we'd be on our way. We didn't really think it through. We were just it was very much a hobby at that stage.
Yeah, we weren't thinking like sort of 30 years later, we'd still be making music.
30?
Yeah. We're like 25, aren't we?
Talk it down.
I'm looking at your I looked at on Discogs to look at Crazy Penis, and you guys you put out 1, 2, 3. You put out, this is as Crazy Penis. You put out like 6, 7, 8 albums.
We had 3 maybe.
I think. Well,
I guess this is showing for Crazy P and Crazy Penis. So like,
I think 2 had the Enos.
Right. Right.
That could be the next incarnation. Just Enos.
Was there 3?
Yeah,
there was 3.
Yeah, there was 3 because there was
one was the proper.
Yeah, one was a collection of music.
Yeah.
So, but you put out like 10 albums over the last 20 some odd years.
Yeah, I'll take that. 10 sounds good. Yeah, nice round number.
Woo. I mean, think about it though. From a marketing standpoint, absolute genius.
Yeah.
Utter genius.
That was one of the reasons you kind of, when you release a certain amount of music under a name, and that's a reason to sort of, you think, well, there's a certain amount of marketing that's gone behind that. So to change the name is, it's quite a big decision. So that's why we lobbed the Enos off, kept the P, so that,
And there was a couple of things that kind of led us to that, wasn't there?
Well, Danielle wasn't with us at the start, so it was a bit more lads together, a little bit. And then when Danny came on board and the band formed, it didn't quite fit.
Crazy vagina.
Yeah, we got pulled up in Singapore. They changed the name. So was it Crazy Pavements or?
We just changed the name in council-run venues.
Yeah.
So you turn up at a gig and we'd be called Crazy Dennis or something like that.
And then when
Dennis.
Yeah, which I quite liked actually.
Yeah. We're telling my nana as well, and she was like, "Oh, I'll go and buy the album. And what's the name?" And it's like saying penis to your nana is.
I think in hindsight, having the word penis in a song is fully acceptable. You can get away with that. But as a band name, perhaps, we should have looked at that a little more closely.
I mean, look, I'm looking on the way in from outside looking in. I think it's genius. I think there's no shame in penis. Some of us, not all of us, 4 out of 5 of us on this talk show have them. And furthermore, if you guys, as musicians, if y'all sucked and it was just a marketing ploy, but you don't. You guys are wonderfully talented musicians, and the experience of a Crazy P performance or music or Crazy Penis, it's like you guys are deep music heads, man. And this is like a mature, tasteful sound. So, I mean, this is it's pretty good,
Yeah, what's in a name? Doesn't matter. I mean, the Beatles, that's a shit name, isn't it? Awful name.
But yeah, I suppose you're right in a way, isn't it? Because I mean, after a while, the name, it becomes irrelevant. It's just synonymous with the band and the music that they've been going on for so long. So I suppose there is definitely virtue in that sort of argument.
It was easy to change. We haven't been going that long, really, in the grand scheme of things.
You guys are wonderfully humble. I dig
Just
it.
lop off the Enos. That's all.
Yeah, it was a painless operation, you might say.
Yo, I'm gonna start a band called Wacky Balls, and I'm gonna go on follow you up. Or I'll play before. I'll warm up. Wacky Balls first, man.
What sort of thing is that? More tech house?
Yeah, tech house. Tech house outfit.
Rocky Balls, he wears those weird glasses, doesn't he? Yeah, I know the guy.
Oh, Wacky Balls. Oh, that's great. I mean, let's pause for a sec. Let's take a look at some music from Crazy P. You sent a bunch of stuff, and you guys have not slowed down in 2020. You sent over so much cool stuff. We've got, let's see. Well, we've got a really great live in studio that from 2019 of a track called Barefooted. That's pretty cool. That shows a lot of personality. Why don't we take a look at that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
And this is in Nottingham?
Yeah.
Brought to you by.
I'm barefooted, I'm standing tall. 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 I'm feeling calm. Real good race, yeah. I'm through the fall. Love is alive, yeah. The beautiful day. Yeah. I am a butterfly. And you are the sun.
Yes.
I'm barefooted. I stay tall. I'm barefooted. I stay tall. I'm barefooted. I stay tall.
That's Q in the house.
Vega. Funkin' boogie.
I don't give a fuck. I've kicked out my heels, yeah. And I'm trying to win on what's doing you. I will die. I'm barefooted. I stay tall. 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 I'm barefooted.
That shoulder. That shoulder going, Danielle.
Quality attention to detail in the lighting there, you'll know.
Got some keyboard action going on there.
Haven't seen that in a while.
Oh God!
Woo!
That's some
That was fun.
serious boogie jam right there.
Yeah.
Ooh, fun that.
It was
It's
good.
fun.
We haven't seen that in ages, so yeah, it was good to see it.
Toddy was doing guitar guns as he was watching himself.
Or there's got to be bass face all. What a great tune, man. So
Is that, where was that recorded? The live.
The live. It was.
Was it March? Maybe in March.
Yeah, it was just when the last album came out. So that would have been March 2019.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just in the room next door, sort of the live room here. So yeah, it's a good little spot. That it's a bit rough and ready, but we can all fit in there. You know, it's got a good vibe.
For sure. It's reminding me of the Midnight Magic studio in Greenpoint, or Morgan and Abe. Suffice. How do you say his last name, Eli?
Over to you.
Abe and Morgan for Midnight Magic Studio, or the formerly with Andrew as well, I suppose. But anyway, the live room is just tiny.
Is it?
You know,
they flipped that all around though. That studio's all been renovated.
I haven't been.
The dude from what's that band? Some cool band.
Scorpions.
Some cool successful band.
Cameo.
He paid to renovate the entire place.
So Cameo. Yeah, it's Cameo.
Big live room, and man, wow.
Larry Blackmon bought the place. And
yeah, oh gosh, yeah. You know,
him and LeVar Burton.
We nearly got to see Cameo in a. Do you want another shit story?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to hear how we didn't go and see Cameo?
We did see Cameo. It was great.
Basically, we got delayed by 16 hours. Traveling from London to Las Vegas. Mid-air we got delayed 4 hours on the runway in London. Mid-air we're delayed because of a hailstorm in Las Vegas. So we got diverted.
In Vegas, it was a hailstorm?
To LA, and then we had to wait on the runway 4 hours. Loads of people were dead pissed on the plane. We weren't, because we're professional. And then we had to wait and get a 5-hour coach journey to Las Vegas. And the first person I met once we eventually got to the hotel was a Manc, which means someone from Manchester, which is where I'm from. And I just said, I can't deal with this.
And he said, we couldn't see Cameo.
No, we didn't. And then we yeah, actually, I don't know if I can tell that story. But basically, we didn't buy tickets to go and see Cameo, and they were on. And
thank you very much.
Anyway, that's
They were performing in Vegas.
Yeah, but we thought, because I had these kind of like, kind of fantastical dreams of them in the 80s, and it wasn't the 80s anymore. And I just thought, right, we could pay $100 each, or we could get absolutely shit-faced in the hotel room.
That's much more sensible.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've got a comparable one. Here's the time that I didn't go to see Morris Day and the Time at the Blue Note in Manhattan. Morris Day and the Time was playing a few nights in a row at the Blue Note in Manhattan. I didn't go.
Wow. What was your story?
I don't think I was in town.
Even better.
I don't think I was in town.
Well, you can't if you're not there. I mean, same town.
Oh, damn, I missed it.
I mean, let's be fair. If you live in New York, you're missing a concert like that you want to go to pretty much every night.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
But like,
I just didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
from what I've heard, though, apparently from that era, Morris Day and the Time are like one of the tightest.
Really? I follow them.
I would kill. I'm such a fan. Fanboying out.
They're still going.
Well, I'm on his Instagram page because they were on Purple Rain, weren't they?
Yeah.
And he always does. You know, what's the? Is it called the Bird? Yeah. Are they still playing then?
Probably.
It's not a great answer, but
we did. Eli, didn't we go together to see the Revolution with Sheila E. and
that was amazing. Yeah, right after Prince died at Webster Hall, they had the Revolution perform, like plus Sheila E. plus some other of the former members.
And the band was led by the lead singer from Mint Condition. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
What's the guy from Mint Condition from?
Don't know his name.
They're
Pretty brown eyes.
What's his name? Greg Paulus. We need Greg Paulus.
They're from Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Worked with Prince. What's the lead singer's name? Hey, someone's got your producer.
Who was in the someone in the chat room? School us.
Mint Condition.
Oh,
Stokely Williams.
Where it is? What'd you say?
Stokely Williams.
That's it. Stokely Williams.
when was that then? When did you go and see?
That was like the year after he died or
That
something.
was that was very soon after he passed. That was like.
Well, actually, weirdly, or coincidentally rather, we were in Las Vegas that same trip. Was it the day after Prince died? Do you remember? Because we were talking about him in the bedroom, but
I remember we were just in between Coachella weekends because we played the Yuma tent that year. We played a more house and stuff set, and then Prince died. Then we returned for the second weekend. We said, "Shh, we got to do all Prince tributes, man." I think that was your idea, Eli. And then we're
gonna feel like, how do we'll start the set with Prince? We'll end the set with Prince, and then like the more we thought about it, we're like, no, we just got to play all Prince for the whole set. And like,
there's enough material to fill a good set with that.
Yeah, for sure.
And like we just did all purple lighting. It was really emotional. It was really emotional.
Bugging.
Definitely one of our best performances. I mean, it's hard to go wrong when you're just DJing Prince's music, right? It's like, what do you have to do? You just play it.
Play it with feeling, though. And I imagine you completely embrace that. Oh, it's quite it's quite an emotional time, that.
Yeah, it was.
I see in the chat room, Pointless Vega is asking, Prince set, is it posting somewhere? And the answer is yes. You can Google Soul Clap, Coachella, Prince, and it'll pop up. And soon it'll be up on our Mixcloud page.
It's already up on our Mixcloud. It's
up on our Mixcloud page.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Would you say, there we go.
Dearly beloved.
Preview.
You know what I mean? No, I mean, mate. Wait, can I just like verify something though? Hot Toddy, is Hot Toddy drinking Hot Toddies?
I wish I was, because I've run out of my current beverage, which is red wine.
Oh.
But yeah, we're on the wine at the moment. We just had a.
We were.
We had a studio takeaway delivery, sort of Thai food delivery thing.
What'd you guys order?
I had red prawn Thai, prawn red Thai curry.
Is spicy or like mild?
It wasn't spicy enough because I needed a real kick, but it was really nice.
I like a prawn curry. I do.
Yeah. I had a pork belly with stir-fried morning glory greens.
Ooh, morning glory.
Yeah.
Iron.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of morning glory. I love it.
Me too.
I had the same sort of vibe, but with green beans. Same sort of thing.
I'm looking at green beans today.
But yeah, we just thought we get a bottle in just to tide us over till we came online with you guys.
Because we're obviously a bit sort of ahead in terms of time,
Right.
It's wine o'clock over here. So, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't sort of, if you were daytime drinking, you can do what you want. But
we're not advocating it, are we?
No.
Stay politically correct.
I mean, do what you want.
Get a drink on.
Charlie,
get yourself a drink.
Charlie's good. He's like, forget you guys. I'm going to have a drink.
Oh, there we go.
Oh man, I got this new camera and I've not figured out. I think it's got a timer on it that tells it to turn off because it's not actually capturing. It's just sending out a signal. New tech, man. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Very good.
It looks brilliant. Yeah, look at that.
Look at
Look at
that.
that, right? I look like shit, and this makes me look beautiful.
Just send us the model.
Modest with it too.
My teeth are not this white, man.
How did it? So basically, it's got a filter built in. It's got
yeah.
Your Instagram
like,
filter.
This
built
guy,
into it.
he doesn't look so good. Better put a filter on him. Oh, Kelly P in the house says every 30 minutes you got to cycle through. What is this? This is nonsense.
Return it.
No, I got to figure it out. There's got to be a hack. Somebody out there, help. Anyway,
vlogger. Any vloggers out there?
Any vloggers? Welcome to my vlog. So bad. Thank you, Kelly P. Keish Tina also shouting out the beautiful web quality. Is this what our show is? Is this what we've been reduced to?
Superficial.
So what else has been going on musically with Crazy P? I mean, you guys are. Let's look back at this list of great stuff that you guys did this year. Tons of stuff on the solo front too. There was a remix. Who's Balami Family? That was a cool release. Is this all forthcoming stuff? Has this been?
Yeah, we just finished that. I'm not sure when that's out. That one. But,
was there anything in particular you'd like to spotlight that's like jumping out at you?
No, not really. Up to you guys, really. I mean, it's all high grade tackles. Really take it. Yeah. It's like you can just do a lucky dip. Anything, will be pretty good.
I mean, there's some really cool stuff here. There's some really cool dance stuff. There's some really cool, sensible. There's an really interesting project also on the Run Bass Jam front with Giles Peterson. This is a cool collabo. And then, man, you were working on
talking about it and play it, man. Jeez.
Say what?
I said, stop talking about it and play it.
I don't have control. I don't have control. So all I can do is talk about it. But also, Ron Bass Jam on the acoustic front. That's pretty interesting, too. I want to hear about that project.
Come on, Ron.
Over to Ron.
We jump in there?
It's my
Oh, that's the Get It on the Dance Floor. Can you pull up, please, the release for New Northern, the song called Phoenix?
New Northern Soul for the label?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's a bit of a departure, this. But
this is a beautiful piece of music.
I'm a big fan of sort of Crosby, Stills and Nash and West Coast sort of folk rock. That sort of sound. I just started experimenting to see if I could capture that sort of vibe, not expecting great results, but I kind of learned as I went along and managed to do an EP, got really good feedback on it. So it's really fun to do. It's completely out of my comfort zone. I've just enjoyed getting used to the techniques and the processes and looking at how these things were recorded and how to get that sound. And so it's definitely not groundbreaking, but it's got a good vibe.
Let's check it out.
Check it out. Johnny Mac, this is right up your alley.
Like a heat from 1,000 suns that burns on. Rising ever higher. A phoenix from the fire. My eternal desire. I'm on fire. I'm on Like a kiss from the lips of raw that burns on. The pleasure's getting wilder, circling ever higher. A certain of desire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
That's Danielle on the backing vocals.
Danielle on background vocals. Dude, you nailed it.
Oh, no, it's not.
Man. Wow, a beautiful piece of music, man.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. And you did nail the sound. You got that's screaming Neil Young to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I was happy. I got there. It was it's like I say, it's just good fun stuff to do, and it's dead enjoyable to write and have a go at.
A beautiful one, man. Let's pop on something a little bit more dancey. There's shouting out DJ Trends in the chat room for just being a troll and talking mad nonsense. DJ Trends, you probably wouldn't spot a trend in DJing since why are you talking shit in the chat room, DJ Trends? Trolling us out.
What's he saying?
He's accusing you of sniffing your finger, Eli. And then just putting a bunch of fart emojis. DJ Trent's jealous. He wants to come sniff your finger. Anyway,
DJ Trent wants his own Twitch show. He doesn't have it.
Clearly, DJ Trends doesn't know good music when he hears it. And that's why he's all about DJ Trends. Anyway. Meanwhile,
Hunt Luns wants to know about Willy Wonka and why you sampled it.
Oh,
yeah, that's good.
That's a classic.
Do you know what? I got back from work one day before I did this full time. We were making music and the film was on, I just put the TV on, and the film was on, and that chocolate room scene came on, and it's such a great bit, that.
What?
And it was, I think we did it the next night, or really, really soon after that, up in my loft. And it was just one of those, it's just, banged together really quick. But it was all about the source material, wasn't it? I mean, it's like, it's a dynamite sample, that.
Oh, yeah. It makes for like a complete like dance floor meltdown too. You can really do a hard reset with that one.
Yeah, it's got it all. It's got drama and sort of, it's quite emotive, and it's it's good fun doing that. I seem to remember. Even though it was
Anybody else like some questions? Drop them in the chat room.
For sure.
Actually, the first time this is a fun story if we're talking about stories and questions. The first time I saw you guys perform was actually at Glastonbury as Crazy Pete Sound System on some little stage off somewhere.
Was it like Shangri-La?
No, it was like a daytime hangout vibe.
What was it? Would it have been
the Wales stage?
Is it? Was it? How many years ago was it about?
Like 2012, probably.
2012.
Was that Dave and Tom's little stage outdoors, and there was like it was like a boat, and they had
yeah.
That was about 2012, like
Well remembered.
Yeah, well, it was good that.
Was it any good? You tell us.
That was actually the first and only time we ever went to Glastonbury. It was pretty wild experience.
So muddy, my goodness.
So muddy.
Oh, come on.
Oh, he's been turned off again.
It's the There you go.
Is it really on? It's turning off every certain amount of minutes.
Dude, I'll figure this out next week. I'm sorry. Next week I'll have this figured out, and I apologize to our lovely guests. It's so rude of me to disappear.
It's quite dramatic, actually. I quite like it.
He's gone. He's back.
Yeah.
Sit still, fuck boy.
Well, going back to Glasto, what are some of your guys' best Glasto experiences? I think we all want to know.
Last year was spectacular. I mean, it was so hot. And basically, they had an idea to ban, which was a very, very good idea, kind of, relating back to your first piece on this particular show. But they banned kind of plastic water bottles. So they didn't sell any bottled water. However, it was the hottest year on record, and they actually ran out of water.
Oh, no.
Physically in the taps. So they had to import a load of bottles in. But I mean, at least they didn't have them per se, it was just like a last minute thing, but it was so hot, wasn't it?
It was, and I don't think we were expecting it to be such a big gig.
Yeah.
I mean, it was in a fairly sizable tent, but it was mostly DJs in there, and we were on it in the middle of the afternoon. And I remember my Moog Voyager I was using, it was just in the heat, it was just going out. I was just wrestling that all the way through the gig, basically.
Oh, man.
It was really one of those gigs.
Does it start going out of tune?
Yeah. But everybody was going out of tune, kind of.
Oh, my goodness.
But our front of house guy said afterwards, and he's quite hard to please, he said it didn't really matter. It was just a great crowd in there. And it was memorable.
Completely unexpected turnout, and very emotional, because when you've been doing something for so long and you've never quite broken the commercial field or got lots of radio play or anything like that, you're not expectant of a crowd, you're not expectant of anything, and it's quite a good place to be in. But it's because it's a wonderful feeling when you do get an audience. And it was just, I think I fell asleep sat up that night because I couldn't stop talking. I must have just fallen asleep sat up because we couldn't get to sleep at night. But after such a brilliant gig,
we were camped right behind the late night bar backstage, which we got there really late. It was the only place we could get. And we thought, oh, this is really cool. We're really close to everything here. cut to like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and you're like, oh mate, I wasn't really keen on the last tune, but this one's even worse. It's yeah, but yeah, you get through it, you know.
Yeah.
The cold face of Glastonbury.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a really good year last year.
I'm just still traumatized by the mud. Like, I don't think people understand. Imagine like
it's enough to tie your experience, and
is
it's
just
a bad muddy experience.
I mean, look, it was nice and warm this year. Maybe this is the upside of global warming, is that Glastonbury won't be as muddy anymore.
Big price to pay, but you know, as long as Glastonbury's all right.
At least we can go out. At least we can go out raving. You know, that's the most important.
no, but like, you know, for people that, you know, people out there, like, did you ever walk in the mud, right? And then like you go and you put one shoe in, and then you pull like your bare sock out because it like pops out of your galoshes. Oh my god! And then like imagine trying to be in mud on one foot, trying to get your foot back in, and then, you know, if you fall in that mud, you're donezo for the whole weekend. You're just mudded out.
Yeah.
And so much mud.
We turned up once there on a Sunday. We turned up there once on a Sunday. We'd been doing other gigs, and it'd been raining there all weekend, and it was medieval. Yeah. It was like everybody was just completely covered in the stuff, and you couldn't get from backstage to the stage, and the vibe was.
You were either absolutely off your head or crying, complete death,
or both.
Yeah. That's Glastonbury for you.
Yeah.
What happened? Huntlands wants to know what's happening at the end of The Beautiful Heartbreaker.
It's me walking down the stairs. Is that what he means?
Yeah. And shutting the door.
Yeah. It's just me walking down the stairs out here, simple as that, really.
Dude, Huntlands, big shout out to Huntlands, super fan. Crazy Penis super fan. Huntlands.
Loves that Crazy Penis.
A bit of trivia you're after.
Yeah, this is great. I like that.
No.
It's good.
Is that like the end of that music video? That's what he's wondering?
No, I think at the end of the audio of the record, it cuts to like a noise. Yeah. And the sound of somebody walking down the stairs and a door shutting.
That's a great way to end a track, actually. You know, it's like.
I think that's what he means.
Yeah.
Let's go in.
Why?
Why?
Oh, you know, a bit of Atmos.
Well, it's better than a fade out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever done a fade out.
Bye.
What should we do? I'm saying, get the mic. I'll walk down the stairs.
You got to prove that it's actually outside your studio. I want to hear the acoustics of you walking right now. And then we're gonna line it up.
Toddy's out of here. He's like, "Hey, peace. I'm out of here.
Let's play another song. Let's
do it. Let's stroke a little hot toddy ego.
Yeah.
Let's get. You want to jump into the release for House of Disco, or should we listen to your Glitterbox release?
I'll play the House of Disco one.
You got it, man. So this is a fan video of a track called Still We Are. Do we know the fan?
It's I can't remember his name. He's a Ukrainian dude, and I'm not sure whether he put the video. I think he sort of sourced the visuals and then sourced the audio and made a bit of a mashup. I'm not entirely sure of the details, but it looks pretty cool.
Let's take a look. Croissant. Start off with a croissant.
Oh, lovely drive.
Enter a touch of Herb Alpert. Ooh, it's advanced.
Wow.
Cutting it up.
It's the toe hang.
Sipping on a rosé in southern France.
Wait, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a waste.
A nice read by the font.
Read some Goddard.
Long place.
Yeah, it's not a bad life. Not a bad life, you know. Drinking rosé, driving your Porsche, going for a little surf at sunset.
Ali Duncan's asking where this was shot. This is all in the Ukraine. Black Sea vibe.
Well, I mean, I've done it right now. Ukraine is quite a landlocked country.
Yeah, this is definitely not the Ukraine. Definitely southern France. Put my money on France on this one.
You feeling the French?
Yeah,
You can't surf the Black Sea?
Smooth, baby. So smooth.
Does this one fade out or has it got a door shutting it?
It's just got a big wave crashing over your head.
That looks like so much fun, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I've never surfed once.
I've not.
Yeah.
I got a rash on my belly when I tried it. It was too much.
No, but apart from that, he's cool.
Yeah.
That's a dope piece. That's like really on some Balearic tip, which is, I don't think that's unfamiliar grounds for you guys at all. Beautiful soundtrack to a beautiful sunset or sunrise somewhere.
Can we bring it back to some bass jam? And I actually, I realized we just got mastered. The Ron Bass Jam remix of Michael the Lion and Amy Douglas on Soul Club Records. Willing.
What?
You just do premiere here? Let's drop a world premiere on this one. World premiere.
World premiere.
It's a lot nicer looking at surfing and riding Porsche in the countryside than a waveform on Dropbox.
Hey, it's still a wave, Eli. You know.
Nothing worse. Buddy helping me out on the bit of guitar there, actually.
Shout out the one and only Tade.
He's unmistakable sound.
Say again?
Buddy, guitar player.
We're missing a fun joke, man.
It's out now then. It's out now.
What's up?
It's not out yet, is it not?
No, it's not out yet. It's the preview.
Extended intro. Sounds like it. Good. Oh, the extended part.
My life really means is that the songs that I sing are just visions of a dream that I am building. And we can make a stand, and hey, I'm reaching out my hand, 'cause I know that well we can if we are willing. But we gotta be willing. Got to be willing. Got to be willing. Got to be willing. Where we gonna be? So close to getting in. It's always nice. No sacrifice. Times have changed, and it's no longer strange to make a few corrections in our direction. Being strong is more than just holding on to advance. You gotta take a chance.
Jeffries.
Ain't no lie, it ain't nothing but marking time. Won't get nowhere, just standing there. My life really means is that the songs that I sing are just visions of a dream that I am building. And we can make a stand, and here I'm reaching out my hand, 'cause I know that what we can if we are willing. We gotta be willing. Got to be willing. Got to be willing. Got to be willing. We've all heard so many conflicting words about life, whether wrong or right. How you gotta be working hard, and it ain't no easy job to survive. Just keep it alive. We've all come to think of ourselves as things in a chain. So much to gain. We are the ones who tie our fathers to our sons. Don't you know? That's how we grow. My life really means is that the songs that I sing are just visions of a dream that I am building. And we can make a stand, and hey, I'm reaching out my hand, 'cause I know that what we can if we are willing. But we gotta be willing. Got to be willing.
It's like collecting water.
Got to be willing.
You paid that one too.
Dope.
Yeah, forthcoming on Soul Club Records. It's the Ron Bass remix.
World premiere.
Yes. Pretty exciting.
That's
I mean, I
dope.
love when this happens. Like, this is one of those times where we sent out the promo and you were just like, can I please remix this song?
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, I think you wanted me to look at something else, didn't you? But I could hear myself doing something with that one particularly.
Yeah.
That vocal is, we just saying, it's such a strong vocal. It's killer.
Yeah, that's Amy Douglas, who's actually, we put out a couple of her records with Michael the Lion. But she's been doing, she wrote a bunch of the music on the what are they called? The Disco Boys from London.
Horsemeat Disco.
Yeah, Horsemeat Disco. She wrote a bunch of the music on a bunch of the songs on their album, a bunch of lyrics, and performed on some of it.
Yeah, she's really getting out there.
She's doing a lot of work with Black Madonna on her album, I think.
And for Rasheen Murphy as well, she's written for as well.
Yeah. She's right for Rasheen Murphy's album that's done so well this last year. Amy's a powerhouse writer and vocalist as well. I mean, she's incredible.
Yeah, really strong that.
She tells stories, It's really powerful stuff.
Maybe she could do a song about the time you guys didn't get to see Cameo.
And that is why I don't write for people.
Someone's like, didn't you write us a song? I'll be like, well, there was the time. We were on the airplane.
There was the time.
But I didn't go.
Yeah.
There was a question though in the chat room from Jeffrey says, "Can you make a playlist from all the stuff that we play on here out on the SoundCloud?"
Great
I don't know
idea.
if that's out on our SoundCloud or Crazy P SoundCloud, but that's a great idea. Totally. Yeah. And then Huntlins wants to know, who are you guys listening to, Crazy P? Who are you guys listening to lately?
Oh.
That's always a tough question.
It is, yeah.
I'm actually, since obviously it's a really shit answer, but since lockdown I've kind of like rediscovered my vinyl collection. So I'm going through that bit by bit, and there's nothing particular standing out, but I realised how much shit I bought. And so sifting through that, but then you find some real gems. But I remembered how I didn't look after my vinyl, and that's a word of warning to anyone who's getting into vinyl now. Put it back in the sleeve.
That's true.
So that's the rubbish answer. Over to you.
I'm trying to think. I know loads of track titles.
It's always a really tough one. That
I hate that question.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's a bad question. It's just a tough question.
Yeah, it's tough because I think also with a lot of with a lot of your music being stored digitally as well, then it's hard to kind of put identify the sort of specific tracks.
I think the new soul albums this year have been a bit of a revelation. Salt.
S-A-U-L-T.
S-A-U-L-T.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
By far my favorite music of the year.
Yeah,
both of them. Both albums so incredible.
What the heck is going on?
That's brightened up our my day on many occasions.
Yes.
Just Charlie's by the looks of it.
It made my it was dark for me.
The new Bent album's really good. Bent?
Not only do we know this artist, but there is a really good Crazy P remix.
Oh, that was a good link.
We're all about segues here on Schmoozing.
Wow.
Well, they have made a record for quite a few years for one reason and another. And we've known them for years, and it's great to hear them back together and working. And it's like they've never been away. It's quality.
Let's hear it. This song is called Friends.
Friends.
How many of us have them?
Yeah. Just friends. We love, we laugh, we cry. Then suddenly our love dies, and the story ends. And we remain. Just friends. We're lovers, no more. Just friends, but not like before. been, and not to love again. It's like pretending this is not pretending. That we're two friends drifting so far apart. Just friends. We laugh, we cry, and suddenly all love dies, and the story ends.
Man. Whew.
Great record.
What a journey. It's like some serious life soundtrack festival, like the most emotive part of the movie.
It was potentially a difficult vocal that to work with because of the nature of it. Is so sort of emotive and sort of, it's an old sample, obviously. And we tried a few routes, to get, not everything worked with it. You had to get the right sort of, the right sort of thing to bring the best of the vocal out. I think it's a tricky one.
So how did you solve the problem?
Just basically did about 50 versions until we hit on that one. But 10cc used to do it. It's quite a popular technique. Just basically hit it and hit it and hit it until you go, yeah, that's the one.
Bam. Oh, it's dope, man.
Bam. Do you guys have any? We're actually coming up on our 2-hour limit here.
Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It's flowing. Yeah.
Do you guys have any? Should we go out with one more favorite recent jam?
Yeah, for sure.
So there's something with Danny on.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We gotta get Danny. Other voices and the best voice of all in the room.
Turn the girl off.
Dude, Danny is the magic.
Oh, you know what? Let's watch the music video. How about the music video for The Witness? And then we're gonna end on. We'll share the live concert for our final thoughts, because usually we end with a record called Vinyl Thoughts. You like that double entendre?
Nice.
But now that I've moved into the magical new studio, I still didn't set up turntables, and Eli doesn't have them over there either. So we'll just play your live performance.
Easy.
Okay. Yeah.
But, let's take a peek at the great music video for The Witness from 2019, and then we'll bid you farewell.
No.
Right now, the system is attempting to evolve humanity through technology, so we can live in the Orwellian brave new smart grid that's being built around us. This means people who are already asleep in a society largely run on falsity and deception, illusions, will be taking a step further away from themselves. And reality.
It's sickening. Yeah. What's the problem, man? Look, he's got bird shit on his head. You don't like it, do you?
To the left, I seek access. To the right, I asking questions. From here, I talk about it. Communicate. Fuck this shit. The robots are in power. Don't give another hour. Fight for the power of love. Come take the place of people. To the left, I'm seeking answers. To the right, I'm asking questions. Come here and talk about it. Communicate. Fuck this shit. The robots are in power. Don't give another hour. Fight for the power of love. Take the To the left, I'm seeking answers. To the right, I'm asking questions. Come here and talk about it. Communicate. Fuck this shit. The robots are in power. Don't give another hour. Fight for the power of love. Take the place of the people. To the left, I'm seeking answers. To the right, I'm asking questions. Come here and talk about it. Communicate. Fuck this shit. The robots are in power. Don't give another hour. Fight for the power of love. Take the place.
Bleeding heart.
Yo, what a
Oh.
video, man. How did you even cast that thing? Whose grandma's dancing? That's incredible. Unbelievable.
Oh, it's funny watching that.
I've seen that for a long time.
Wow. So good.
Anyway.
Right for the power of love, guys. That's a great way to go. That's a good message to go out on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, we love you guys so much.
We were just thinking the last time we saw you was at the festival in.
So, 51st day in
Yep.
London.
Yeah.
Yep. Or maybe in Croatia.
Sunsi Beat.
I saw you in Croatia. I think Toddy saw you in the other one.
Yep.
But Croatia was fun.
It was.
Always is.
Courting Tony Humphries at the end of the night, weren't we?
Yeah,
Tony.
we got that great photo, man.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
That made I was talking his ear off for ages. He was being very nice. I'm sure he was thinking, oh, shut up, mate.
But yeah, thank you for having us.
Oh, anytime.
Thanks so much for stopping in, and I hope we can see each other next summer.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yeah.
Love you
Much
guys.
love, guys.
Peace. Oh, I love it so much. Well, that was a great show, E.
It's so
A lot
good to
of
see
fun.
everybody virtually, but I really, man. Someday.
I know. We'll have to have him on. Maybe we can get him to do a live performance for our House of E-Funk or something.
Yo,
That'd be
that'd be
cool.
dope.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
thank you.
well, next week we got another great guest, Byron the Aquarius.
Aquarius. Yep. And we're going to do a recap of this Rave the Vote Atlanta that just went down last week.
Yep.
For the Senate runoff. Big shout out to everybody from House Music in the Park that participated.
House in the Park. House in the Park.
House in the Park. Take away
Kai,
the music.
Vicky Powell, Byron, all the Atlanta
And
people that got involved on that.
No doubt.
Amazing.
Much respect.
Yes.
But here we go. Our final thought. Take it back to a live performance, live in concert. Crazy P, 2012. The year was 2012. The band is Crazy P. The song, Eruption. See you next week, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm so locked into this is pure desire. It's taken hold of me. Good little dream that we would be part. If you could learn to give a piece of you and share it out with me. I know it ain't been easy from the start. Let me be the one that you run to and shine it out what you need. Let me be the one that you run to. Let me be the one that you run to and shine it out what you need. Let me be the one that you run to. Let me be the one that you run to and shine it out what you need. Let me be the one that you run to. Let me be the one that you run to and shine it out what you need. Let me be the one that you run to. Let me be the one that you run to and shine it out what you need. Let me be the one that you run to. too. Coco in the house. It's crazy big. Remember the one you broke to? 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 Let there be, let there be. Thank you. Good night, Coco. We will see you on the dance floor for Horse Week Disco. Thank you.